Hello, everyone. Able to hear me? I'm just setting up here. This is still my second live, so I'm still very new at this. Give me 1 second. Okay, I think so. Um, I'm watching myself on another phone just because I'm still new at this live situation. So yeah, I'm the only viewer. Today we're gonna be decorating a few. Oops. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nicole. I make handmade jewelry. I'm based in Canada. I'm Latina. And I have a small business in which I sell my handmade jewelry. Um, I've been trying to encourage sales and I've been trying to make videos to meet other people and hopefully encourage people to go to my website. My website's name's jewelrybymagu.com. I make I give shipping worldwide, Canada, US, Latin America, Europe, Australia. If Canada Post sends it there, then I'm able to ship it. Today I'll be decorating a few hoops. So previously I have made hoops with crystals and with moonstones. I think these are and with pearls, sorry. These are moonstones. Let me see if I can show you. I think you can see there. Let me stand up to try to make you. Oh, there. So these are the crystals that I've usually made my hoops with. But today I thought it'll be better to try to decorate them with seed beads because I bought multiple colors of them and I just really like having multiple jewelry. Um, I personally like wearing hoops more than any other kind of earrings. So, and I realized I don't have a lot of them on my website. I only have the moonstone ones and the pearl ones, though I think I'm out of the pearl ones because I just sent a delivery a few days ago. But today we're gonna be decorating, I think, one gold one and one silver one. They're both stainless steel, but one color gold and one colored silver. Um, I'm unsure which ones I'll be starting with. Again, I'm sorry if I repeat myself or if I rant. This is still my second life, like I mentioned. I guess I'm gonna do, well, because these ones are silver, I guess I'll do a gold colored one because I don't have any of those on my website. Um, so I'll be using, there's two sizes. I'll show them to you. Welcome everybody that's new. My name is Nicole. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I make handmade jewelry. I'm based in Canada. Um, I ship worldwide. You can visit my website links on my description. If anybody is interested in buying handmade jewelry, I make earrings, I make bracelets and rings. So there are two sizes for the hoops that I could make today, and I think I'll go with the smallest size. And now I just have to choose the colors that I'll be using for today. Give me one moment. So I would like, let me show you first the colors that I have. I have a lot of white, this color. It's kind of, oh, let me see if I can make a flash. I don't think, oh, maybe, yeah. This one's a pink one. It's a soft pink. This is a gold color. There's a red one. This one's very interesting because it is brown, but it seems to have specks of gold and even kind of like a purple. This one's more of a, I want to say cream, kind of like not fully white or yellow. It's not pink either. I have this other that's also white, but it's different than this one. Let me show you the difference. This one's more white, I think. I have this beautiful light green that also seems to have specks of blue. I have this matte black. And I have, I'll show you all at once. These are the blues that oh, this one's open, sorry. These are the blues that I have. So those are the options that I have to decorate my hoops with. I personally really like blue and white. Let me know in the comments if you have a specific color that you'd like to see in this hoop. If not, we'll go ahead with the blue and white. I think I don't think there's a lot of people in the chat, I mean in the live stream, so I'll give five minutes while I clean up some seed beads that just spilled. And if there is no comments, then I'll go ahead with the blue and white, as I mentioned previously. So I'm just gonna clean up some seed beads. I think I have, actually no, I think I gave them to my sister. I had made this type of hoops before. I made them in gold and white, but it was not new hoops, they were repurposed. And so it was just for myself, it was not to sell. But I did give it away to my sister. So I can't show you what the end result is like, but we'll see it at the end of the live. And I think I'll also be doing a seed bead bracelet. To match with the hoops. The hoops will be available on my website probably tomorrow. Yeah, or at the end of today, because I have to take pictures of them. So maybe tomorrow. Yeah, I'm a new business owner. I started my business last year. I haven't had a lot of sales. I've had 3 sales, no, 2 sales on my website, and then I've had 1 sale off of Facebook, and then, you know, family members, friends. But other than that, I haven't. I live in Canada, in my city. It is very small. There's a few markets, but I've noticed they mostly do food and whatever jewelry they make. Whatever jewelry they have it's a lot of jewelry, so it's, I think, saturated. So I haven't applied to markets, to be honest, because I feel like nobody would buy from me because of how saturated it is. But I'm about to start making more lives. because I'll be making beaded bracelet with Miyuki Delica beads. So I'm almost done here. Honestly, I said I was gonna give 5 minutes and I didn't even know what time it was and I didn't check. It's okay, I'm almost done here and I really doubt there's any comments. So I'll be, I think I'm gonna be doing that. I'm done cleaning this up. Stand up again to make sure. Sorry about my nails, they're kind of a mess. Okay. So yeah, I do not see any comments. I don't know if I let, yeah, I think you're able to send. I'm not really sure how all of this works. I would appreciate if you could give me a like on the live to reach more people. So I think I'm gonna go with this white seed beads and this blue. I could do 3 colors as well. I don't really know. There's a lot of blues that I really like. Okay, so we're going to put down our choices. And I'll make my hoops with these. I think I won't do black. I will do white. And then these ones. I'll probably do these 2. I think. So it will be like a pattern of blue, white, and blue. And so I think that's what I'm gonna do today. Again, I believe I'm gonna be doing more lives as I go. I'm still very new, not only lives but also my business. I do work a full-time job currently, so I might not have all the time in the world to make long lives or even frequent, but I'll try my best to be able to make them Saturdays, or I really doubt that I'll be able to make them through the week, but during the weekends, maybe I can make 1 hoop and 1 bracelet a week, but we'll see. So I'm gonna open our hoops. These ones are stainless steel, gold color. I believe these are 3 millimeters. They're very small. This is not my first live, but my first live was me showing you the pieces that I have on my jewelry. Sorry, the pieces that I have on my website. So this is actually my first live making jewelry. So we're gonna grab a 24 gauge. This is non-tarnish copper wire. I tend to use copper wire for marketing purposes, so whatever piece I make and for business. And for the photos I take, sorry, I'm listening to myself talk back and it's a bit distracting. The pieces that I make here are with copper wire, but the pieces that I sell are silver plated copper wire and gold color or silver color. So we're able to see what the product looks like, but I don't know if it'll sell. So at least in this way, I'm able to save a little bit of money. Though some people have asked to buy just the copper one, if they are aware of it being just copper and not silver plated, I do sell it to them. But I would recommend buying silver plated um if you have any type of allergies. So this is gonna be the pattern that I'll make for my seed bead. Oops. And I think this is also gonna be the pattern that I make for the bracelet. Though I can also show you a bracelet that I made yesterday. Oh, that would actually be matching this ones. I'm really liking the blue seed beads lately. And it matches this, it does match this hoop that I'll make very nicely. To anyone that just joined in, we are decorating 3mm stainless steel gold color hoops. Here they are. We're decorating them with seed beads. Today is Saturday. It's around 5:47 here in Canada. That is where I am in Canada. I wonder if you are also in Canada or where you're watching from. So this is how, let me see if you can appreciate it. Okay, so how it's gonna look. So we make this pattern for a long time because it's supposed to reach to wrap itself around 3mm. So it has to be a bit long. It doesn't really matter if we miss, it would make it longer. So if you have never decorated hoops and perhaps you're doing it with me at this moment, or you're a beginner or you're interested in knowing how to, then I would recommend that you make a longer line of seed beads than you think you'd need. If you like this type of content, I would appreciate if you could give a like to my live. Okay, so far this is what we've gotten. I know some people do their patterns with kind of like a random color. So they would make like a bead soup mix, and then they would put that in a bead spinner, and then they would let the bead spinner kind of decide what the order of the bead colors is gonna be. I don't have a bead spinner, but even if I did, it would have to be for a project that's the same color or on purpose, like a mixture or a random pattern. because I really like pattern colors. So I would have liked this to be just a random colored hoop. I do actually like pattern in my own jewelry. I don't mind it too much, but if I'm able to do this bead by bead, then I like it a bit more. I think hoops are a perfect beginner earring because they come in both sizes, in both colors. Well, I think they come in more colors, but I have never actually seen like black hoops or pink hoops or green hoops. I'm sure they're out there. I wouldn't really know where to get them. I've only ever actually seen gold and silver, but it's not that crazy of an idea for the hoops to be different colors. But if you're just starting in jewelry making world or wire wrap world, then I think hoops are one of the easiest. Yeah, maybe the easiest type of earring to make. Although if you're doing beaded hoops, I've never actually made a beaded hoop myself. Um, and I want soon, like I said at the beginning, I'll be able to do beaded bracelets with Miyuki Delica beads, and the idea is to make their matching um, earrings to sell. At this moment, I've only sold jewelry in Canada and in Honduras, which is where I'm from. Um, let me check out the length of this. Yeah, just a little bit more. I think in Canada and in Honduras, and I've been thinking about getting into wholesale. So I'm trying to open a fairy shop, but that's gonna take a while because, like I said, still, still working a full-time job, and trying to manage this is a bit tiring. But one day I'll have enough sales to focus on only this. By then I'll be very experienced. I have a lot of supplies and colors. I'll try to do this a bit quicker because we're making the pair, and if we have time, we're also gonna be making the bracelet. If this live becomes too long, then I'll be doing the bracelet next week. And I'll start a bit sooner. Well, I guess if I'm not able to finish the hoops today and I do the bracelet next week, then for the third live, I'm gonna be doing it a bit earlier so I have a bit more time to do one pair of hoops or different earrings and a matching bracelet per live so you're able to see the whole thing at the end of the live. Can you see? I think it's still very short. I usually do bigger hoops. Like this is the 3mm, and I usually do 3.5mm. But like I said before, it's better for this to be longer than shorter. I want to buy a better tripod, because at this point, like I said, I'm watching myself from another phone just to make sure that I'm showing you everything properly and you're able to hear me. But I want to buy a proper setup in which I'm able to hear myself as I speak without the need of another phone, and that I'm also able to see myself and see what I show you without needing another phone. Um, but I'll do that little by little. Also, I have a Mother's Day sale on my website from April 10th to May 15th. I got 10% off on all my products and they ship worldwide. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, the discount applies to you. This is how long the thread takes at the moment. Let me see. I don't really know. I think I'll try to make it a bit longer still, because I've never done this size, sorry. Also, let me know if I'm speaking too low. This is usually the tone or the volume that I tend to use in general. I do actually have a microphone, but I can only use it on the phone that I'm watching the live with and not the one that I'm recording with. And the phone that I'm watching the live with is a bit of a lower quality for the camera. But if I'm speaking too low, then I'll use that one for the next video instead, so that everybody can hear me clearly. Oh, this one's broken. I can't actually see if anybody is watching beside from me, and it would be a big help if anybody could comment just to make sure that that chat option is available. If you're not able to, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure that people were able to chat or comment. So I think we must be able to start. So we're gonna grab our hoop. We are gonna warm our wire. So if you have, I'm trying to look for it. If you're somehow beating with me or just a beginner as well, you can use this plier, which has a silicone kind of pad, and when you do this, it helps warm the wire. The reason why we do this is to, the reason why we do this is for the wire to be more malleable and for it to not break easily when you're doing your wrapping. Okay, so I'm gonna grab like this. And we're gonna start. I'm gonna do probably 3 or 4. So it should look something like this. I'm trying to see if I'm able to show you. I hope I showed you. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, because I'm unsure if I did the right amount of wire, I'm gonna cut a bit more and cut it. Okay. Now we don't want our beads, oops, we don't want our beads to fall because we just got it. So we're gonna go and make a little loop and push it a little bit. There we go. Push it over. Therefore now, if something happens, our seed beads won't fall all over. I'm gonna close these boxes because there's gonna be a little movement, and we will begin our wrapping process. So So this is how it starts looking. And now that we've made a few loops, we are able to cut this small space here. We want to cut it on the outside so our clients don't get prickled. And then we're gonna close it very nicely. So that it doesn't hurt anybody. Okay, so we're gonna continue with our wire wrapping. I think we're gonna need more. And that's okay if we do. But yeah, my goal is to decorate all the hoops that I have on me. I don't have that many. I think I have 12, probably 10 gold ones and 2 silver ones. But I want to decorate them and upload them to the website. Because I started working this week, well, last week actually. I went back to the office. I didn't have a job for a while. I had way more time to make videos, make lives, take courses, and even, more pieces. But I went back to the office last week. They gave me a month contract. They said they might extend it. So I think I'm gonna have to start managing my time way better and perhaps focus on doing one piece or one set or focus on one design a week and start decorating once a week and then take pictures and divide like the chores or the duties that I had to do by the weekend and some during the week. Maybe start scheduling posts, but it's gonna take a while because I was doing posts day by day. I would record and then I would post, and now I have to record a few weeks worth of content and then schedule it, so it's gonna take a while. So we're now at the end of our first hoop. This is how it's looking. This is the other side. There's kind of a, let me see if I can move it. There we go. There it is. So we're gonna move. I'm gonna take off the seed beads that are an extra. And now we're gonna wrap over here. You kind of want it to be the same amount of rounds you did here. So here we did 1, 2, 3, 4. So then we're gonna grab another, oh here it is. Then we're gonna grab another plier. make it together. We are gonna cut. And now we're just gonna make sure that our wire is properly secured so that it doesn't hurt anybody. Okay, so this is how we're done with our first hoop. Let me see if I'm showing you properly. This is how it looks. You can still see it's not meant to be a straight line. It's meant to be more of like a random color. And this is how it looks on the spine. Very pretty. Just give me a second here. Oops, sorry. I was just trying to see what I was trying to see someone on the screen. Okay, so this is how that looks. We're gonna do the other pair, and I think that would be it for today. Give me one moment. I don't even know how long I've been live. That's okay. I just don't know. I just don't want to make the longest lives ever and then bore you. I probably should have measured how long I did that one, and I didn't. But it's okay. I'm gonna try to do it a bit quicker this time. So, so hello, Kamsa. How are you? Thank you for commenting. I hope you're liking the live. I'll just put here how it's gonna look. You're good. Where are you from? Where are you watching from? Okay. So now we're starting our second hoop. Again, it's gonna look like this one. And I kind of like it because it gives me ocean vibes. When I lived in my country, I was 45 minutes, an hour away from the ocean. And I would go by sorry, cause I don't understand what you mean. I would go by the beach pretty often. But now that I'm here in Canada, I can't. There are a lot of lakes here though, and they're very pretty. But the city I'm from, it snows all the time. So I'm gonna try to make this a bit quicker. And maybe for next live, I'll have one hoop already made and make the next one with you guys, and then just make the rest, and then the matching seed bead. I kept mentioned a couple times, I'm sorry if I don't speak too much or I speak too much, or if I'm speaking too low. I'm still not used to speaking to camera. And I've been having to learn to speak to a camera, to take good pictures of my products, to make better quality products, to manage social media, learn about different types of quality materials and nails. So it's been a big process in taking this to our business to make it move a little. My goal for this year is to make 25 sales on my website. Currently on my website, I am at 2 sales, but I did manage to get 1 sale off of Facebook, and that makes it 3, but it doesn't count because it was not on my website. I've been getting a few visitors lately, and I do see some people browsing, but I have not received. I've not gotten a sale since I think last month. The hooks are pretty. Thanks. Yeah, I really like the colors too. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Kamsat. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Is it Kamsat? Are there any other colors you'd like for a hoop? I've been thinking of making it in pink, yellow, red. I don't think I have any purples, but that would be pretty too. Thank you, that's so nice of you. I'll be making lives. I'll try to make lives every Saturday. I don't promise anything, but I'll try. And maybe I'll try to make tutorials on simple earrings. I do also speak Spanish, and I've been trying to make different types of. I've been trying to reach different types of audiences because, like I said, I ship not only Canada but in the U.S. but also Latin America. So I've been trying to, or thinking about, I've been thinking about switching or mixing my live language. So maybe one Saturday I do English, the next Saturday I do Spanish. Thank you. That's very nice, Kamsa. Thank you. So this is how we're going so far. I think we still need a coffee. Oh, we got 3 likes on our live. Thank you very much. And also I've gotten a few more views than the first live. The first live that I made, it was only me. Sorry if you hear a little bit of background noise. There's a lot of noise in the apartment. But yeah, I have a lot of seed beads that I want to make into hoops. I don't know how to sell all the color variations. I've been thinking of making like well, I do have already a mystery bundle on my website. I think you get 2 earrings and a ring or some bracelets. I forget the amount that you get. Maybe I can incorporate my hoops in the bundle. But also, well, I currently have a Mother's Day sale on my website. It's 10% off on all products from what's already open. So it's from since last week to May 15th because of Mother's Day. But I think after that sale, I'm gonna start trying to get rid of inventory because there's a couple items there that I've had in inventory for since the beginning of the month of the year, and I want to start moving them to give space to new items. So I am gonna start making after the Mother's Day sale a 20% off sale, 30% off sale, 40% off sale, and just hope that my items sell to give space to new clients, new material, new designs. And maybe I'll start making more hoops because that's the thing that I like the most to wear, at least. And I think tomorrow and next week I'm gonna get my Miyuki seed. Well, my Miyuki seed beads might be here next week, and then my loom and mid thread might be here tomorrow. So if I like making that a bit more, then I might just sell the still amount of seed beads and hoops, and then focus on my Miyuki with time. But yeah, I would like to hear from people that like my content. What type of content they'd like to watch. Currently, I have a lot of shorts. The shorts are basically the same thing that I upload on my TikTok and YouTube and and Facebook and Instagram. If you don't already follow me, Jewelry by Magu in all of my platforms. And I do have a few content, long format content on here on YouTube. I have, I think, 4 videos, mostly showing my jewelry, talking about my shop. I'm thinking of starting tutorial videos, Spanish videos, packaging videos, and all that. But I don't know what to start with. I don't really know what they're more interested in seeing. Especially because as of now, I'm a small business owner, but I don't have sales. I don't have consistent sales yet. So it's not like I can make a very long video on packaging orders because I don't have that many orders yet. And packaging 1 or 2 orders, packing 1 or 2 orders won't take long enough to make a long video with. But once I make more orders, I'll start making videos about me making the orders, packaging the orders, and maybe some markets. I think we're gonna do a couple more of these. Oh, this one is broken. I think we're gonna do a few more of these and then get to wire wrapping. I've been trying to focus more on my YouTube. The first sale that I got on my website, I actually got through YouTube. It was a video of me saying that I was very new and that I hadn't gotten any sales. And then I think an hour after I published that video, I got a comment saying that someone purchased. And right after they sent that comment, I got the notification from my website. And I remember I screamed all the time. And then a day after I got my an hour after I got my first sale, I got my second sale. And I think that was also from YouTube. So I've been trying to grow here a bit more. Especially, okay, I think this is enough. Especially because I am trying to grow an audience or a community in which I'm able to talk with people and for them to know about my website and all, my updates, my life, my business. I think YouTube will be a good platform for that. Okay, we're gonna start again with the wire wrapping. We insert our wire in the hoop, and we're gonna do about 4 rounds. 2, 3, 4. And just let me see what I did here. Okay, so we're starting to wire wrap. Oh, sorry. There we go. The whole hoop. I'm trying to show you what I'm doing. This is probably the hardest part. Only for a few rounds, and then it becomes very easy. Okay. Now that we got to this point, we're gonna cut our wire and we're gonna secure to make sure we're not hurting anybody and that nobody gets poked with it. And then we continue. This is how it's looking so far. And now I'm gonna cut. I actually forgot to do it before, which is why I've been struggling a little. I cut my wire and then make it a loop so that my beads don't scatter everywhere. So I'm not before because now my wire on my holder is a little bit of a mess, so I'm just gonna put it back quickly. Here we go. So we're almost done. I think decorating is one of my favorite parts of making jewelry because it's very easy, but it's very fun, and you get to decide all the colors. It just looks very nice. So now, because I already made one, we have to make sure that they are symmetrical. I wouldn't want to set up a hoop and for it to not be as symmetrical as possible. So I have to make sure that wherever I finish my hoop, it ends up being very close to what I did previously. So let's see. We still need one more round. And I'm gonna have to open this. And I think now we're able to. I'm gonna have to cut this here. Sorry, I'm gonna have to close this here. And we're gonna measure it again. And I think we are basically, I think we're okay for what I want to do. And so now we're gonna cut over here. And these are beads that I will not be needing. So I'm gonna put them away. I'm gonna open my hoop. And I'm gonna finish wrapping what I needed to. And we're gonna do 4. Remember that we're closing our hoop at the end or the outer side so nobody gets hurt. Okay, so I'm done with my hoops. Just trying to see if I can do it. This is how my hoops look, and I'm gonna try. I'm gonna stand up again to try to show you. Also had a little water break. I'm sorry if my hands are too dry. So this is the hoops. And I think we might have to make a bracelet. Only if I'm able to find the wire. I think I have the wire over here. Just give me one moment. I'm gonna try to see if I can find the wire quickly. Okay, I found the wire. And so I think we will be able to make the bracelet. Sorry, I'm just drinking a little water. And I don't think you're able to see the hoops very clearly. Put this bracelet on. So maybe I'm trying to make people see the hoops when they get to the live. I have to stand up again. I think this way. Maybe that way. And so people will be able to see the hoops over here. Oh, actually, see, I could have just zoomed in as well. Okay, but no, I don't really like that. This I'm gonna do, and we'll figure it out for next. Um, for the next live. I got my wire, my cord here. Sorry, and we're gonna let it loose a little bit, stretch it a little, and we're gonna follow the same pattern as we did for the bracelet. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is sell the hoops and sell the matching bracelet with them. It's like a freebie. They're already included, so people don't have to buy two separate items that match. Hopefully, that idea is good enough. It's good for enough people to buy, and then I'll be able to make tons of them because I really like making this. Oops. It's harder to make the seed beads go into string, so I constantly lose my beads. I've heard of a bead max stopper, something like that. So I do have a beading needle, and I wonder if that's gonna do any good for this type of string. I don't think it will, because usually I've only used the beading needle with Miyuki or with, well, actually, yeah, seed beads, but a different thread. I don't know if this string is gonna be good enough, so let's try. Oh, it is. It's awesome. So then we'll be able to do this a bit quicker with the needles. When I'm by myself, I don't mind taking a long time making all this. I like spending time with seed beads, and I don't mind how long it takes, but for your sake and time, I don't want to be here 3 hours boring people. Especially because it is a very simple design. I would like to know if you prefer um, long content or short. I personally love to consume long content. I like podcasts and I like watching other small business owners and their market days, their packaging videos. Um, but I do know some other people don't, and they rather have short video. So, what type of consumer are you? What type of watcher are you? And I know I'm live right now, but I am gonna leave the whole video and I'm gonna make it um, public or public on my profile. So you might not be watching this video where it was live, and you might be watching it a few days after, a few weeks after, or months, and that's okay. If you have any questions or recommendations or feedback, I would still appreciate you commenting, no matter how long it's been, because I will be reading everything. If you have any questions, any custom requests, I'll be more than happy to try to achieve that for you. Actually, I think, oh, no wonder. I mixed up I mixed up two beads and then I got all confused. But yeah, the bracelet's basically just gonna be a small seed bead bracelet. And I do have this, which are mother of pearl coins. I'm gonna try to see if I can add it to my bracelet. I really like those design of beads. I've never really used this bead, so I'm hoping it's good for this. And because I've never used it, especially in seed bead bracelets, I don't really know at what point I'm supposed to be adding them. But let's hope everything works out. I could also make this like a random design. Because I messed up just randomly. Because the two blue beads look very similar to each other if they are by themselves. But once they are in the bracelet, they look different. So because I'm using whatever was left over from the hoops, before I go ahead and touch what I have the containers, then it's a bit complicated to figure it out. I think today and tomorrow I'm gonna be focusing on. I thought I had low battery. I'm gonna be focusing on my website a little more. I've gotten some feedback. The website was made by myself using Wix. This is the first time that I've made one. So I know it's not the best out there. Like I mentioned previously, I've had to learn a lot. I thought I was gonna be just, make jewelry, sell jewelry, make jewelry, sell jewelry. But I've had to learn how to make a website and how to take pictures. I've mentioned this previously, but all this to say, apparently my website needs a little work. And I thought it was okay enough. I know the pictures aren't the best, but that's all I can do for now till I get better. Okay, so I think this is when I'm gonna add this mother of pearl coin, and let's see what happens. See if it fits first of all, because I don't know if it will. This is how it's looking so far. I think it's okay. Okay. So we have now ran out of the extra piece from the hoop. And I am now able to just grab from the boxes. We should make this quick, but you never know. I think next live I'll also be adding music, but I've heard some people don't like it and get irritated. Usually, I need music or a show or a movie to work, to start working wherever I am. But because I'm watching myself on the camera, trying to make sure everything's perfect, I haven't even thought about it. But maybe once I'm more comfortable, or once I get uh, a few more people watching, then it'll be easier to not think about all this as much. Sometimes I know people will tell you if they can't hear you or if you're too low. Well, once they know you, they know what your style is, and they can know if something's wrong. I keep losing beads left and right. I think this is probably one of my favorite sets that I've made because it's something that I will wear all the time. Most of the pieces that I have, I will wear all the time too. But this is something that I will buy immediately after I see, and I would wear all the time. The bracelet and the hoops, specifically because of the color. I I'm always alternating between pink and blue as my favorite colors. So anything pink, I like, but anything blue, I also like. And for some reason, I have more real colors and accessories than pink. But lately, I do seem to try to buy more pink. Okay, let's see how long this bracelet is. I think it's very small still. Yeah, it's very small. Okay. In real life, making all this hoops and bracelets and sets in general, Doesn't take as much, but because I'm making a live, then it does. So I have to make sure that everything's properly in place and explain what I'm doing. That's fine. We're gonna try to speed it a little. I am trying to go as fast as I can. I'll try to speed it a bit more because this has become a very long live and I don't want to bore you. I've said that before, but it's true. So I think, I don't know how long this bracelet is. Let's see. It needs about 6 more beats and then it's done. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's hope. I don't know if it's done. Let me see. I do have a bracelet sizer. No, it still needs a few more. Great. We are gonna do. Oh, you can't see. I think you're able to see there. We're very close to finishing our bracelet and our set in general. Like I said, this should be available on my website next week. If you have any suggestions or any colors you want to be made, I showed you all the colors that I have available at the start of this live. And this video will be up on my profile, so you could just go to the start of this video and make sure you know what colors I have available. And I can make you any combination of those hoops you'd like. with its matching seed bracelet. Okay, let's see if we did it this time. We did. Okay. So we're done with that bracelet. And because we are done, I'm gonna try to clean up a little right now. Just so you can see better the end result. Okay. I'm gonna take my beading needle out of my work. We're gonna go to the end. We need a little bit of room here so we're able to make the knots. I think that should be more than enough. And then the other side. This is the hardest part of making bracelets for me. I don't know. Oh my god, they just spilled all over. Let me try to fix it. Oh, the bead. Oh, I should have used my bead stopper. I always forget to use that. This is exactly what I should be using. Okay, I hope I got them all. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is actually use my bead stopper because now we're working with less wire and it's more likely to it's more likely for the beads to actually spill over again. Sorry, I didn't know that was gonna happen. We can fix it. Let's use the beading needle again. Okay, and let's try to be quick. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make this so long. Okay. So dark blue, white, light blue, dark blue, white, light blue. white, light blue, dark blue, white, light blue, dark blue, white. I think I just lost the bead. Here it is. Okay, now it should be done. Let's try this again. You know what I'm thinking? It might be best if the knot is nearby the biggest bead, but I don't know if I can do this without messing up. Oh, I know how I can do this. This way, the knot is not as visible, and if it's not as visible, it's less likely for it to break as well. So it's just a bit better. Okay, it does work. So I promise I'm almost done. I'll try to be quicker next lives. This should be it. I've said that like 4 times already. I'm gonna put my beads deeper so nothing happens. And I'm gonna try to make the knot once more. Like I said, this is the hardest part for me. So it's hard for me to make those knots for some reason. Okay. Now make a surgeon's knot. See, it keeps getting kind of like trapped. Oh, I know. I don't want to move around. I usually prefer making wire bracelets because even though this is easier to make, the seed beads, I mean, it's so hard for me to make them out. I don't even know why. But wire is pretty easy. Okay. I didn't even notice this fell. This is how this looks. And this is the set that will be available on my website, jewelrybymagu.com. Ship worldwide. It'll be available next week. And also, I'll be making more lives with more colors for it as well. If you've stayed this long or if you liked the live, thank you very much. Thank you for your support. Subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.